Well, good morning. Proverbs chapter 21. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Like rivers of water, he turns it wherever he wishes. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the heart. To do righteousness and justice is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. A haughty look and a proud heart and the plowing of the wicked are sin. The plans of the diligent lead surely to plenty, but those of everyone who is hasty surely to poverty. Getting treasure by a lying tongue is like a fleeing fantasy of those who seek death. The violence of the wicked will destroy them, because they refuse to do justice. The way of the guilty man is perverse, but as for the pure, his work is right. Better to dwell in the corner of a housetop than in a house shared with a contentious woman. The soul of the wicked desires evil. His neighbor finds no favor in his eyes. When the scoffer is punished, the simple is made wise. But when the wise is instructed, he receives knowledge. The righteousness of God wisely considers the house of the wicked, overthrowing the wicked for their wickedness. Whoever shuts his ears to the cry of the poor will also cry himself and not be heard. A gift in secret pacifies anger, and a bribe behind the back a strong wrath. It is a joy for the just to do justice, but the destruction will come to the workers of iniquity. A man who wanders from the way of understanding will rest in the assembly of the dead. He who loves pleasure will be a poor man. He who loves wine and oil will not be rich. The wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and the unfaithful for the upright. Better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman. There is desirable treasure and the oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man squanders it. He who follows the righteous and mercy finds life, righteousness and honor. A wise man scales the city of the mighty and brings down the trusted stronghold. Whoever guards his mouth and tongue keeps his soul from trouble. A proud and haughty man, scoffer is his name. He acts with arrogant pride. The desire of the lazy man kills him, for his hands they refuse to labor. He covets greedily all day long, but the righteous gives and does not spare. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination. How much more when he brings it with wicked intent? A false witness shall perish, but the man who hears him will speak endlessly. A wicked man hardens his face, but as for the upright, he establishes his way. There is no wisdom or understanding or counsel against the Lord. The horse is prepared for battle, but deliverance is of the Lord. Revelation chapter 15. Then I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, even angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them the wrath of God is complete. And I saw something like a sea of glass mingled with fire, and those who have victory over the beast and over the image and over his mark and over the number of his name, standing on the sea of glass, having the harps of God. They sing the song of Moses, the servant of God, and the song of the Lamb, saying, Great and marvelous are your works, Lord God Almighty. Just and true are your ways, O King of the saints. Who shall not fear you, O Lord, and glorify your name? For you alone are holy. For all the nations shall come and worship before you, for your judgments have been manifested. After these things I looked, and behold, the temple of the tabernacle of the testimony in heaven was open. And out of the temple came 7 angels, having 7 plagues, clothed in purple and pure bright linen, and having their chests girded with golden bands. Then one of the 4 living creatures gave to the 7 angels 7 bowls, golden bowls full of the wrath of God, who lives forever and ever. The temple was filled with smoke from the glory of God and from his power, and no one was able to enter the temple till the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were complete. And how will you be delivered from that? Through Christ, yes, you will be delivered through that. We go over to Psalm 107. We can start in verse 10 here of Psalm 107. Let's go, let's say 10 to, well, let's just start here and see where we go. Psalm 107, let's start in verse 10. Those who sat in the darkness and in the shadow of death, bound in affliction and irons, because they rebelled against the words of God and despised the counsel of the Most High. Therefore, he brought them down in their hearts with labor. They have fell down, and there was none to help them. Then they cried out to the Lord in their trouble, and he saved them out of their distress. He brought them out of the darkness and the shadow of death, and broke their chains in pieces. Oh, that men would give thanks to the Lord for his goodness, and for his wonderful works to the children of men. In verse 16, for he has broken down the gates of bronze and cut the bars of iron in two. Fools, because of their transgression and because of their iniquities, were afflicted. Their souls labored all manner of food, and they drew near to the gates of death. Then they cried out to the Lord in their troubles, and he saved them out of their distress. He sent his word and healed them and delivered from their destruction. Oh, that man would give thanks to the Lord for his goodness. That is Psalm 107, verse 10 to 21. Verse 10 to 21. And again in Psalm 3. But you, O Lord, are a shield about me, my glory and the one who lifts up my head. I cried out to the Lord with my voice, and he heard me from his holy hill. I lay down and slept. I awoke, for the Lord sustained me. I will not be afraid of 10,000 people who have set themselves against me all around. Arise, O Lord. Save me, O my God, for you have struck all my enemies on the cheek. You've broken down the teeth of the ungodly. Salvation belongs to the Lord. So the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. And if you like this, click subscribe, click the ding-a-ling so you get notified when it's here. And I won't be sending you stuff you don't want to see. And then if you do want to see it, you'll know where it is and where to find it. Be blessed today. Enjoy your pancakes. You enjoy those pancakes today. God be with you and give you peace.